It is 2 o'clock in the morning, and you are clinging to the absolute precipice of your own mattress. Your blanket is entirely gone, repurposed into a tightly contoured nest for a creature who weighs a fraction of your size but somehow commands 80% of the sleeping surface. Your spine is twisted into an unnatural shape. Your shoulder is freezing, and yet you do not move. It is easy to dismiss this nightly power struggle as a simple quest for physical warmth, or perhaps just a stubborn habit your pet picked up as a puppy. But science reveals that this midnight migration is something entirely different. It is not random, it is not lazy, and it is certainly not just about comfort. Your dog is executing a highly calculated multi-millennium neurochemical strategy, driven by an evolutionary blueprint that rewrote their entire biology just to be close to you. To understand why they do this, we have to look past the fur and peer directly into the architecture of the canine brain. For decades, behavioral scientists assumed that dogs viewed their human caretakers merely as a reliable source of food and shelter. Researchers at Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest decided to test this theory by applying a legendary psychological framework originally designed for human infants, known as the Ainsworth-Strange situation. This protocol measures how babies use their mothers as a secure base to explore the world, tracking behaviors like proximity seeking when frightened, intense separation distress, and immediate calm upon reunion. When the scientists placed dogs into these exact same scenarios, the results stunned the scientific community. The data revealed that 61% of dogs display a secure attachment style to their owners, which is the exact same mathematical ratio found between human toddlers and their biological mothers. When your dog actively chooses to press their spine against your legs or rest their heavy chin on your ankle at night, they are not just seeking a soft place to land. They are utilizing the deepest psychological mechanism they possess to communicate a profound biological truth, identifying you as the single safest entity in their entire universe. This profound sense of safety is fueled by a powerful chemical loop that alters the physiology of both species in real time. Landmark research published in the journal Science, conducted by specialists at Azabu University in Japan, uncovered a mutual neurological feedback loop that mirrors the bonding process between a mother and her newborn child. The engine of this connection is oxytocin, often called the bonding molecule or the love hormone. When your dog looks into your eyes, a sudden spike of oxytocin floods their brain, which prompts you to look back, triggering an identical chemical surge within your own nervous system. To prove how unique this is, researchers attempted the exact same experiment with wolves, the direct ancestors of dogs. Even when those wolves were hand-raised by humans from the very day they opened their eyes, the oxytocin loop never activated. Wolves simply lack the neural hardware to bond with us this way. When you pull your dog close in the dark, this chemical engine goes into overdrive, and studies confirm that just 10 minutes of close physical contact causes a dramatic drop in cortisol, the primary stress hormone, in both you and your pet. By lowering your physiological defenses together, your bodies are mutually preparing for the deepest, most restorative stages of sleep. This extraordinary chemical dependency did not happen overnight, requiring us to trace our steps back 15,000 years into the deep past. Long before the invention of agriculture, writing, or permanent cities, our ancestors sat around primitive campfires while the wild silhouettes of wolves lurked at the very edge of the shifting darkness. The transition from wild predator to bed companion is beautifully illustrated by a 14,000-year-old burial site discovered in Germany, where researchers unearthed the remains of an early human hunter laid to rest alongside a severely ill dog. Forensic analysis showed the animal had suffered from canine distemper and would have died weeks earlier without intensive, dedicated human nursing care. This ancient bond is etched directly into the canine genome, specifically on chromosome 6. Geneticists have discovered that dogs possess unique genetic insertions on this chromosome that cause extreme hypersociability, a mutation that is completely absent in wolves. In humans, a similar genetic variation causes a condition characterized by boundless trust and a profound desire to connect. We did not merely train dogs to live beside us. We fundamentally altered their DNA, hardwiring their brains to require human presence for emotional survival. This evolutionary design creates a fascinating modern contradiction that sleep scientists refer to as the sleep paradox. According to extensive data gathered by the Mayo Clinic, co-sleeping with a dog objectively disrupts human sleep cycles, causing micro-awakenings throughout the night due to their sudden movements, twitching paws, and occasional snoring. Yet, a recent study from the University of Jyväskylä in Finland revealed that despite these measurable physical disruptions, dog owners consistently report feeling significantly more rested, secure, and psychologically peaceful when sleeping with their pets. The explanation for this contradiction lies in a phenomenon known as heart rate variability co-regulation. When a deeply bonded dog rests in close proximity to you, its autonomic nervous system begins to gently synchronize its rhythm with yours. Your breathing patterns slow down, your blood pressure stabilizes, and your heart rate mirrors the calm state of the animal. Interestingly, introducing an unfamiliar human into the same bed does not trigger this calming cardiovascular synchronization. It is a biological privilege reserved exclusively for a dog and the human they choose to love. While this nocturnal bond is a source of immense comfort, it also serves as a vital diagnostic window into your dog's underlying health, meaning that a sudden change in this routine should never be ignored. If your usually affectionate dog suddenly stops sleeping beside you and begins retreating to an isolated corner of the room or a cold bathroom floor, it is almost never a random preference. Dogs are evolutionarily programmed to conceal weakness, and a sudden reluctance to jump onto the mattress is often the very first detectable symptom of osteoarthritis or hidden joint deterioration, where the physical effort of climbing up becomes too painful to bear. Even more concerning is the silent onset of cognitive decline, with data showing that 35% of dogs over the age of 8 develop canine cognitive dysfunction, essentially the canine equivalent of dementia. This neurological condition systematically destroys their internal circadian rhythm, leaving them disoriented in the dark, confused by their surroundings, and unable to remember their long-established sleep routines. Paying close attention to where your dog chooses to rest is not just about affection. It is a critical responsibility that requires urgent attention and deep compassion the moment the pattern breaks. When you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night, cramped into a tiny corner of the bed while your dog stretches out luxuriously across the pillows, you are experiencing the living culmination of 15,000 years of shared history. Your dog did not end up in that exact spot by accident, nor are they simply looking for a warm place to rest. Out of every person they have ever met, every smell they have encountered, and every comfortable option available to them in the house, they chose you as their ultimate sanctuary. Drop a comment below and tell me what percentage of the bed your dog is taking up tonight. Knowing how deeply they rely on their eyes to communicate that trust makes it even more profound when you realize what is actually happening when they look at you during the day. Because the neuroscience behind why your dog stares directly into your eyes reveals a secret that is even more mind-bending than the mystery of where they choose to sleep.